Can I get a green card if I overstayed my visa? Friends, welcome to Green Card Guys TV. I'm your host, John Ting, and I practice immigration law in all 50 states of America and across the world, helping you solve your immigration problem. There are a lot of problems when it comes to U.S. immigration with USCIS, Department of State. Y'all feel better to contact us because the way we frame things and how we help people is understanding those problems. And sometimes, even if you think you have a straightforward case, that's great. But for us as a team, we are able to get you the status, whether it's a visa or a green card, more smoothly because we understand and we know the problems that exist, at least for other cases. It might not exist for yours, but hopefully that helps you understand our methodology, how we look at things. The most common way to get status that everyone knows already if you overstayed your visa is through marriage or through a family member, right? But a lot of y'all are not looking forward to finding, or maybe, maybe you're trying to find that right fit as a partner, life partner. And I get it. It's difficult. You've tried all those apps and try that, and it doesn't really work out the way you thought it was. I've heard some good stories about it. We have some clients I've met through dating apps. So if it's not through family, but you might be thinking, well, can I do like investor visa, or can I do like E1, E2, or can I get a green card through work? And you probably have really good work ethic, and the company's like, yeah, we're going to sponsor you for a green card. And fortunately, the companies I know, like HR departments, they're willing to sponsor, especially like the smaller companies. They just need to know what the process is, like the 1, 2, 3. And the way we share information, we have a bunch of videos about that, about employment based, because we know people that work in HR or they run their own business and you're like a direct report with them. They probably don't have time to sit with us and chat with us like over coffee and talk about EB 1, 2, 3 type of options, right? So we've prepared in advance these recorded videos to just send them the link and they look at it whenever they want, kind of like YouTube, basically. So we try to keep it as easy and smooth as possible for y'all. So if you're in a situation where you overstayed your visa, it is possible to get residency through work, except you do need a waiver. And to be eligible for a waiver, okay, the 601A waiver, family unity waiver, you need to have a parent or spouse who's a resident or a U.S. citizen. Now, people ask me, well, if I got a spouse that has status, why don't I just apply through them? Believe it or not, some people don't want to apply through their spouse, even though their spouse has some kind of status. I don't want to call it strange or not, but maybe so either way, qualifying relative, it has to be a spouse or a parent who has some kind of status, resident or U.S. citizen. And so some of y'all think, okay, maybe it's more, I don't know what you call it, sustainable, more secure through a company. That's fine. Everyone has a different pathway they prefer. People also ask, well, do children count for a qualifying relative, even though they're a U.S. citizen? Unfortunately not for the 601A waiver. And the waiver is for your unlawful presence after you overstayed your visa. So you're probably hoping for like the best, fastest way. Unfortunately, a waiver does take a long time. Before the pandemic, it took about, on average, 8 months from filing to a decision, approval, okay? And it's not a guaranteed approval, okay? Some people get denied, unfortunately. In our office, we've only had one waiver case denied. And that was because the spouse did not want to cooperate anymore. In fact, that person was in jail. They were not in jail when we started the case, so that made it easier to get started. But when we had an RFE or something, that was when I had a little problem. Even if I have these qualifying relatives, a spouse or a parent who has status, they don't need like medical attention. They don't have a disease or illness. Some people think just because that their qualifying relative doesn't have that kind of illness or disease that you don't qualify for it. But we've had many clients that don't have that scenario, that we mostly focus on finances and just the lack of emotional support just because you're not physically together. I know it sounds crazy that it's possible, but it is. So you need to work with a law firm, again, whether it's with us or not. It'll be our pleasure to assist you from start to finish. But even if you've already filed your case and you already got approved for a petition, whether it's work-based or family-based, and you're thinking, I did not have a good experience with that first law firm, you might want to consider ones that have good, solid experience with waivers, okay? You always want to ask more questions about this. So that's why lawyers tend to talk a lot in like a consultation. We just drop all this knowledge. So that's why I go live and share these kind of scenarios, is because you might not have time to ask these kind of questions with a lawyer during the consultation. And so what I try to share is that these prompt you, give you an idea what kind of questions you could ask so that you're ready for that consultation.